This video will contain spoilers to Doki Doki Literature Club. If you haven't played the game yet, watch this video afterwards and go in blind. It is a free game after all. But there is a reason my stream of it got age restricted, so maybe just watch this if you were easily disturbed. Doki Doki Literature Club, or DDLC for short, is the opposite of a cute game, once you're like 3 hours in. Starting off Act 1, you are introduced to the 4 main characters: Sayori, Yuri, Natsuki, and Monika. Monika is the founder of the Literature Club and also the president. Sayori is your neighbour and the vice president, while Yuri and Natsuki are just members of the club. While it doesn't seem like a horror game for ages, there are some things that make the game slightly unsettling. Specifically, one character, Monika. Her sprite is the only one that looks straight at the player, as I mentioned like 5 times in my stream. And if you save when she is smiling during Act 1, then as you go through that save, her face isn't smiling. As if she knows something you don't. Then, back to the cutesy side of the game, there's a poetry minigame where you can make amazing poems, like Unrequited, Kawaii Determination, Massacre Marshmallow Starscape, Flying Effulgent Disowned Daydream, Heaven-Sent Vitality, Anger Contamination, Fantasy Fluffy Fireflies Electricity, Fester Agonizing. Throughout this minigame, you are supposed to choose the words for the Doki you like the most. I just chose the coolest words. For example, Heaven Sent was only chosen because of Doctor Who. The Doki that has to do with these words will jump as you choose their words. But one thing about this is that every word like death and contamination, all the dark ones, the seemingly innocent Sayori jumps. After a while, you get to show the poems, all seemingly innocent. But Monika's just ends after making no sense. A hole in a wall with someone on the other side that she can't see because it burns her retinas. What? The days pass and you're still playing a cute dating sim. Then Sayori just drops the fact that she has crippling depression on you, right before you go to help another Doki. After you help him, Sayori says hi, and you get the option to tell that you love her. Or choose the friend zone. I chose the friend zone. Boom! It's the day of the festival you're preparing for. And Sayori overslept like usual. So you go check on her, and well, this is my reaction without the video because that's the part that got the stream age restricted. Yeah. Oh, Jesus Christ! For context, you go check on Sayori, and after just black screen, you see her room in darkness, and she has how do I word this? Unalived herself with a rope, and you can see it. And even just rewatching the clip now, where you can't see it, I can. I genuinely feel kind of sick. You see, this game isn't a horror because of jump scares. This game is a horror because it manipulates your mind into a vulnerable state. I went in spoiler free. So, when the cute anime girl dating sim suddenly had a victim of Sutek, yes, that was another Doctor Who reference, can you tell I like Doctor Who, without any obvious build-up, it makes your stomach curl. It makes you fall victim to its genius way of being a horror. And it says that's the end of the game. Except you know it isn't. In the game files, the character folder no longer contains Sayori, and has an image called Happy Thoughts. This is where the true DDLC begins. On the main screen of the game, there now only stands 3 of the girls, and 1 glitched sprite of Sayori, except it's mostly just Monika. You press the glitchy new game button and it starts the same, until Sayori shows up as the glitched sprite as before, and speaks in the same gibberish that the new game button was, and then the game restarts again. Just Sayori, nor the glitched sprite, isn't there, and nobody, not even you, seem to know that she ever existed. Not yet, at least. Introducing Act 2, where things start getting weird. Instead of Sayori introducing to the Literature Club, Monika does, even though you don't see her until the club in Act 1, as if she wants you to join the club. Also, Yuri is now the vice president instead of Sayori. The game starts the same, just without Sayori, and the occasional glitch where Yuri is on screen, and now Yuri is the one responding to the dark options in the poetry game. The second day starts the same, Do you get to Monika's poem? It's a continuation of Hole in the Wall, instead of just being the same poem like the other two girls? Instantly making you even more uncomfortable. And instead of Sayori being there to quell Natsuki and Yuri's argument, you have to choose one option. Except when you do, it zooms in. And again. And again. Till it's so zoomed in it's hard to even press one. And Monika appears to drag you out. Natsuki runs out, and Monika assures that she would forget what Yuri said. Just like that. She does. But that's not where the day ends. Yuri tries to separate Monika from you and her, and as she does, her sprite glitches out, and before you can talk to her, it instantly goes to the poem minigame. Now then, nothing too weird yet. Unsettling? Yes, but not horror yet. Not including Sayori. So, how is Act 2 bad? Well, there are 2 more main days, so quick skim over them. By quick skim I mean this is most of the script. Yuri tries talking about the argument, but Natsuki is clueless. Except her way of showing this makes her seem possessed of sorts. Her text gets a large black outline, and eventually her sprite's eyes are blacked out with a real mouth talking. And it's shocking. Goes unmentioned by anyone. Then, as in Act 1, Yuri goes to the water filter, but she doesn't let you come. And after 10 minutes, you look for her to find out she's been hurting herself. Wait, no. She wasn't. That didn't happen. It's just our imagination. Right? She comes back immediately. You don't go after her, because why would you need to? You sit down on the floor to read with her before she drags you into the closet and cannot focus anymore. She just needs to look at you. Through the darkness, you see her head, zoomed in with realistic eyes, staring at you while you can't do anything. And once again, you feel unsettled. She didn't do this in Act 1. And then, you start getting fearful. Just for this to be stopped by no one, other than Monika's interruption. Poem! Sharing time! Yuri says she wants to write a poem on the feeling of reading your poems, and her poem is strange. Just repeating very similar things. A wheel, a holy stake, blood, human eyes. Monika tells you that she knows what you saw when Yuri went to sort out the water for the tea, even though it didn't happen because of the time rewind. So how does she know? She says Yuri gets excitable around you, says not to spend as much time with her as it makes her hurt herself with a pocket knife. And her poem is the same as the second one in Act 1. I just said Act 1. Like Act 2-1. That's not a word. Act. And her poem is the same as the second one in Act 1. But also not. Some vowels are missing. Couldn't find a pattern though, so if someone can, that'd be cool. And also, some words are larger, specifically ones that make her seem less sane. Like, she is shouting. Cacophony was the main one I feel like mentioning, because it links to a large noise filling her brain like the second hole in the wall does. Her tip of the day says you should save. Who am I talking to? Can you hear me? Please help me. That's her advice. And then Natsuki is boring and nothing interesting. Boo! A new special poem unlocks! And it's a sprite of Monika, but messed up similar to Sayori's. Oh, so she is next to die. I thought it was Yuri. Time to speak in front of everyone for the festival. Oh no, Natsuki makes Monika upset and leaves, and now Yuri gets the bold black outline on her text, calling Natsuki an obnoxious brat and saying no one would care if she unalived herself. Bit dark. Monika says about how she and you seem to be the only real people there. And then as it fades to the poetry minigame, she knows. Not wanting that yet. But this time it's different. The number just adds 1 to the end instead of increasing with each word. And now Monika has a chance of jumping up at each word, even though you can barely see her. Also at one point a creepy second Yuri appears in a different part of the notepad, with a horrifying face just for a few seconds. Next day, Yuri leaves with the water picture again. The same thing as before happens. But it isn't the same. Yuri feels deja vu from it. Before, She says Monica is always listening, as she wants to wait alone with you until the room's entry, so there is no one there to make her feel like... And I have to be careful wording this. Using a pocket knife on her. And her sprite slowly changes to be Monica. As she continues to insult Monica and Natsuki, Monica slowly takes over and appears on top of the text box. And as she becomes opaque, it instantly asks you who you will show your poem to, skipping anything in between. Yuri takes her poem first and says something I'm not repeating because I do not want to say it, and then gives you her disgusting one with blood and other bodily fluids staining it. Yeah, disgusting. Monica doesn't even show you a poem and gives you only one line. Don't say I didn't warn you. Natsuki finds it disgusting that you gave Yuri a poem, and then her poem says that she is worried about her, specifically tells you to pretend it was a poem, so that Monica doesn't get suspicious. Now then, something interesting. Natsuki talks with the outline again, and her face is gone. I should have led with that. But she says to ignore everything you just read, and that her and Yuri are nobodies, and you should only be with Monica. Just Monica. The game restarts. Instead of saying DDLC, it says just Monica. And now you have to choose who to help. Oh, sorry, did I say you have to choose? No. No. Monica moves your mouse towards her name. Yep, she moves your mouse for you. But since I'm a genius, I managed to click on Yuri. But it doesn't matter. You only have one choice now. Just Monica. And this annoys the other two. Especially Yuri, who is the best line in the game that I won't read, but I'll put it on the screen because it's funny. And I will likely get age restricted if I read it out loud. Monica gets Natsuki to leave with her, before Yuri says that she no longer cares if Monica is listening, confesses to you. Accept the confession, and well, it wasn't a pocket knife. It was a big knife. And another thing I cannot put in the video because of community guidelines. But while less terrifying than Yuri, still very impactful, as the game makes it clear that she is going insane throughout Act 2, and it still feels sickening. So that's the end of Act 2. I wonder who dies next. Oh? It's not the end? But a character died. What? Natsuki walks in on the Monday. You spent the whole weekend there. She sees Yuri and runs off, sickened by the sight. Then in comes Monica. She isn't faced by Yuri. Instead, she says that you spend the whole weekend there because she must have broken the script. Badly. And then she deletes Yuri and Natsuki from the game files. She is the one that caused all this. Now, it's just Monica. Act 3. Just Monica. Nobody but Monica. She isn't talking to your character anymore. She is talking to you. And she is supposed to read out your name. She still said KD for me. I don't know why. It would have made more sense if it was the full KD than an X27, since that's my Steam. Or, well, at least that's my old one. But that doesn't matter. She's supposed to have said, I'm speaking to you. I'm not saying my real name, since that's my computer and my actual computer's account. / administrator. She didn't. Oh well. No name reveal. I'm not sad. Haha. Another thing about the sequence. She says she was making the girls so unstable, and it was her all along. It was just Monica. Oh, and she knew I was recording, streaming. What? She knows the platform you're playing on. Same for me. And for the first time in a couple hours, Sayori is finally mentioned by her. Monica drove her to her end too. Oh yeah, and she doesn't even let you save. I probably should have mentioned that as well. She even mentions how the Steam page is a note from her, You should have known she was self-aware. You still fell for it. And you still didn't stop her. She mentions how easy deleting them was, and how she could even delete herself if she came to it. She calls the game torture, as she has to watch from the sidelines as the only self-aware one, before making you write one final poem. Except, it is all just Monica. You are stuck talking to Monica forever, until eventually you go in the game files and delete her like she deleted the others. She yells out for you to help her. It hurts so much, she says. But you don't care. She deserves this. She tries to find her file, she can't. Monica doesn't exist. Monica isn't alive anymore. Monica is gone. She knows it was you. How could you do this? You win. You killed everyone. I hope you're happy. Go find some other people to torture. She knows how horrible and selfish she was, and she realizes she went wrong. She is messing up a world where she doesn't even belong, and she knows she ruined it. And she brings back the other three, as well as the world. Act 4. The game restarts without Monica. Sayori, Yuri, and Natsuki return. Hooray! Except not. While Monica is completely gone, the game isn't over, and hasn't just restarted. There's still like 5 to 10 minutes of gameplay left. Now Sayori made the Literature Club, not Monica, and you joining your own because you know she cares about it. After a while, Yuri and Natsuki leave, and it's just you and Sayori. So she thanks you, not for joining the club, but for getting rid of Monica. She knows what Monica did, claiming maybe it's because she's president now. She wants it to be just Sayori. So, she traps you in the same place Monica did, and says you're going to be with her forever. F-O-R-E-V-E. No. Sayori is deleted. Monica won't let her do what she wanted. Monica still wins. Now Monica leaves. End. So, why is DDLC such a successful horror game? It is all cutesy for around 3 hours. It makes you second guess if the game is horror, until dropping the Sayori death on you. It tricks you into being vulnerable, then just takes advantage of this. Throughout Act 2, you see the game slowly breaking down thanks to Monica breaking the script by accident. Until she alters Yuri's obsessive attitude. That says attitude, not accident. Until she alters Yuri's obsessive attitude to accidentally bring her death and make you stay in the classroom for the whole weekend because of the breaking script. Act 3, when she is supposed to read your actual name, didn't do it for me for some reason, and traps you, calling you cruel and saying you tortured her, making her actually be a kind of threat and a clear villain, manipulating you even more, trying to force you to love her before you delete her, and she realizes what she has done. So, she brings the game back. Act 4 makes you unsuspecting again. You think it'll be a happy ending, more manipulation, until Sayori tries to trap you, just for Monica, the villain, to save you, and the game ends. Let's not forget the minor details, like Monica looking straight at the player the whole time, or her stopping smiling within Act 1 saves, as well as her poems having an odd feeling about them, foreshadowing her self-awareness, or even the messages left in game files, as well as their happy thoughts image after Sayori dies. This is a game that doesn't need jump scares to be scary, but it still includes one for a split second, tricking your mind again and scaring you again. It plays with your mind, and that's what makes it a successful game. It both shows and tells you what happens, and it works. Doki Doki Literature Club. is the perfect indie horror game. I rest my case.